Welcome back, everybody, to the second part of our eye-opening conversation about water with water expert Wayne Gendel. If you missed our first episode, I'm not going to give you a recap. I really encourage you to go back, click the link in the description, and watch that first episode. But for part two, we're going to dive even deeper. Wayne's going to share his revolutionary water purification system, explain the concept of restructuring water, and reveal some mind-blowing insights about how the water we drink can actually be transformed to be more beneficial to our bodies. Get ready for some incredible information that could change the way you think about hydration forever.
You've created a system, though, too, that you're telling me off camera is quite advanced. You invented it yourself. Why don't you take us through it and explain the differences? And I'm sure our viewers will be quite interested.
Sure. So most RO systems are usually three or four or five filters. And what I've done is mixed more stages in those filters. So I've got special filters. They're all made in the USA. They're all NSA certified, which is National Standards Association. My system's not NSA approved. Just let me go into this for a second because a lot of people ask. But the parts are approved. And the reason I don't pay for the system to get approved is it's about $40,000 to $50,000 to get that approved. And if I change one screw on that system, I've got to get it all retested again to be approved. So again, my parts are NSA approved. So I have one stage of my filter that's 6 or 7 stages alone. Then I've got 2 or 3 stages after the water's been purified to restructure the water. So if people want to look up, they can look up Dr. Emoto. He's got a very interesting book, which he researched water and found that water has energy. And what he did is he tested all different philosophies of how the water maybe would have energy and maybe not, and have good energy or bad energy. So to make a long story short, he put labels on water bottles and he put nice sayings on love, peace, harmony, and then he put negative words on other bottles. And you can see what he did is took microscopic pictures of the water crystals, and the shape of the water when it's healthy is totally different than when it is not healthy or energized properly. So when you clean water, you've got now a nice clean slate, which I do with my system. So instead of buying a plain system, which you're more than welcome to buy, and at least you're purifying the water, I've taken it to the next level to recharge that water with magnets, with minerals, with far infrared technology, vortex energy. So different types of technology to make this water, I'll say, antioxidant rich. So it actually acts like an antioxidant. Now, can I prove that? I can with certain tests, ORP meters, pH meters, and my water is pH balanced. So again, I'm putting a system together that's, the Bugatti of water systems. It's got it all at a really high quality level. But again, when you clean water, you've got a clean slate now to re-energize that with different technologies that I've mentioned. And again, it can become a different type of water and really healthy water.
Structurally, is this a whole house system or is it each tap separately, or what are they
What you
buying
do
from
is,
you?
yeah, that's a good question because a lot of people are interested in whole house systems. But the problem is, why purify your water that you're flushing down the toilet and doing, just running to wash your hands? So what I recommend is a whole house system just to pre-filter the water. And then what we do is we purify and restructure the water with a drinking water system at the source, which is usually under your sink and it has a tap, and the filters are right under the sink, and you have the water on demand anytime you want it.
It's fascinating that you're talking about restructured water, Wayne, because Linda and I have been restructuring our water for probably close to a decade now. It was brought to us actually by one of our Chinese doctors for an unrelated challenge, but he taught us about restructuring water. So we've always done it. And
That's great.
and I swear it's a healthier water that's been purified, but the restructuring, maybe just talk a little more about restructuring. Could you do that?
Sure. So, when you've cleaned the water, you've now got a clean slate, so to speak. Now, the problem is you have to know what type of water to restructure, because let's take, for instance, distilled water. That water's been boiled at a very high temperature and is not totally what I would recommend for drinking. The problem is distilled water again has been cooked, boiled, and it's somewhat dead. It's like cooking, an orange. And eating an orange fresh or eating an orange cooked. Which one's
Uh-huh.
better for you, right? You want the fresh orange. It's healthy. It's got all the enzymes, oxygen, minerals, vitamins, nutrients, fatty acids. So when you restructure water, you can change its energy. For instance, you could put in a few drops of lemon. It's restructured. You can put it in a magnetic cup, which I used to sell thousands of these magnetic cups. When water sits in a magnetic environment, it charges that water and actually splits the molecules so it absorbs better. It's now twice as absorbable because instead of a cluster of eight molecules, it's now 16. So
Uh-huh.
because it's finer, we had people calling us and saying, "Hey, wow, I've reduced my medications because the water's like so much more absorbable and more thirst quenching." And so there's a lot of little technologies and tricks you can use. And again, I put this all in one system. You don't have to buy all these separate things, and it really is quite amazing. We get a lot of testimonials on that.
So, Wayne, you just said something really interesting. I don't know if people even recognize the fact that you can change the absorbency rate of water because we need to absorb it. You talk about different amounts of molecules, but can you talk a little more on that, ladies and gentlemen? You may not know it, but water can be made to be more absorbed into our bodies. Is that correct, Wayne?
Yeah. So the magnets are one of the best sources of that, because a magnet, when it's in a structure or even just bypasses a magnet, which we can talk about later about water softener, the eco-friendly magnets that I was talking about earlier. But it splits that molecule, so it's now absorbing much better in your system. You'll notice when you drink, you get much better hydration. Again, some people are reducing their supplements and medications, and you'll just feel that you've gotten your thirst quenched quite quickly and much more thoroughly.
It's really interesting. Now, people are told to drink, I think, 8 liters of water a day. I don't think I've ever done that.
No, eight glasses, eight
Eight
glasses.
glasses,
Yeah,
that's right, but 8 ounce glasses or whatever. But the reason I bring it up is because imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how much water you consume in a week, let alone through your whole life. Imagine what's going into your body constantly. It's the same. We talk so much about the air that we breathe,
yeah,
but the water is so basic to our survival, our family's survival, our pets, even our plants. Some people would argue, bringing out the quality of fruit or vegetables or produce that comes from the plants. So, this is actually a very interesting topic. But I remember doing some of the things that you've taught, Wayne, how the water tasted different and yet not different, but I
yeah,
felt better. It's
yeah.
really
It's
fascinating.
it's usually smoother, a little bit different texture. Now,
Yeah.
we've got that picture I was telling about earlier with the three different water filters. So we've got a brand new filter there, and it's white. Then we've got the filter in the middle, which is just a little bit off white, a little bit of rust in it, and then we've got one that's black. So those three filters are at different stages of 3 months, 6 months, and it shows you how much just that one filter is catching contaminants and metals and minerals in the water. So, we always say either use a filter or be a filter. So,
Yeah.
how much can your kidneys handle? And, if you boil water in a distiller, and lots of people have had distillers or tried them or heard about them, on the bottom of that distiller, after you've purified that water, it takes a few hours, you will see rock sediment. We cannot digest that.
That's
And
right.
people are saying, "Well, I want to drink well water." Well, that's what you're drinking. Okay, it's fine once in a while. Certainly, the body can handle it. We're very strong. We can filter it out. But over the years and years and years, the only minerals we were really designed to digest are in a fruit or a vegetable,
Yes.
because they're in a living source. They're broken down. They've got the enzymes and the minerals and the fatty acids and the hydrogen and all the other elements that a plant has to digest it. So again, that's why we filter all that out.
And I remember years ago I took a course on water purification, and the expert who spoke to us told us that when they're cleaning the water, they've even found undigested pills,
Yeah,
medications that came out in the human waste products and
yeah.
ended up back in the water system. It's fascinating.
There's one of your 144,000 different types of chemicals in the water. So again, you don't know. And you don't know, again, if you're drinking out of a well and wherever that source is, somebody could be dumping stuff. They could go dump their motor oil or whatever, and you don't know. You might be tested one week and the next week it could be contaminated. So that's why we say, rely on yourself. I mean, we spend probably more money buying bottled water during the week and going to work and wasting our money on that. We have great TVs, we have good computers and all these extras, but water is so important. We drink it every day. It's in our tea, it's in our drinks, we cook with it. We have to have a different mindset because water is so important.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to post Wayne's info so that you can reach out to him if you're interested in his water purification system, by all means. But if you're looking for information from an expert, reach out to Wayne. Learn about water. This is not a small topic, and the stuff coming out of your tap may sincerely need some serious help.
So I'd like to summarize with a simple anecdote that's easy to remember, and that is that filters reduce and purification eliminates. So why consume lesser amounts of toxins in your water? Because I believe, to me, there's no safe level of toxins. So when you can eliminate them all by purifying your water.
Wayne, thanks so much for bringing information about water and cleaning water. We appreciate you. And we will speak to you again soon, I'm sure, on the Your Gray Matters podcast.
I hope I don't have too many more careers, but this is good enough. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching. If you found it interesting and you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you're ready to subscribe, click right here. And if you'd like to see another episode, click right here. Tell a friend. Send us comments. Thanks a lot.